Hey, this is Jeremy with Sustainable Village Redevelopment and Vagabond Industries. I wanted to go through all the amazing different things that you can do with these 203K FHA rehab loans. Not a lot of people understand the power of all the different creative things that you can do besides just put a small down payment and renovate a beat up house. And I wanted to go through them and show you kind of all the opportunities that you can use to live free or cheap, or build your wealth, or just add units of your own creative design in your neighborhood. First of all, it's a 3% down loan, which is a super low down payment. Or if you're living in the property like we were, we bought a duplex and we actually leveraged the equity position we had in the duplex to put no money out of pocket to roll into this program and start building extra units on our property. It does require you to live on the property, quote unquote. We rented an apartment while we were doing it, but you have to agree to move into the building when it's done, quote unquote. Number 3, it allows you to renovate up to 4 units. So you could buy a rundown home in the neighborhood you like and renovate it and make it beautiful and creative in any way you want, or you could add units if zoned properly up to 4, or add a granny flat, or do all kinds of things. But it allows you to go up to 4 units, which not a lot of people understand that, especially for 3% down. You can renovate or add on to a mixed use property up to 4 units again. There are some ratios. I think it's 25 to 30% of the building, if it's a 4 unit building, can be retail or office, but you'd have to look into that specifically. We're not going to go into that. The loan limit goes up to $1.2 million, or 110% of after repair value. So if you were buying in a $100,000 single family home area, you could spend up to $110,000 fixing it up. So if you buy it for $500 or $300, that offers you a lot of wiggle room using this loan for 3% down to fix up your home. And hopefully you won't spend 110%. You want to spend less so you can refinance out of this program immediately. But up to 1.2 million, that was something that was hard to fit for us because we were adding 4 units. But there are other programs that go a little bit higher, like the home style renovation loan. Where are we? Number 6, it allows you 6 months of carrying costs. So as long as your finances are correct, you can embed up to 6 months of mortgage payments. You do have to pay during the construction or rehab phase of the loan, but you can embed up to 6 months of carrying costs. Generally, these loans only will allow you 12 months to rebuild the property. So that's huge as well, especially if you're buying something that's lower priced, and it allows you to go up to 1.2 million. Number 7, once you're done, you can refinance as soon as you're finished with the property, as long as you're coming in below 80% loan to value on a multifamily building. I believe on single family homes it can be as high as 90% loan to value. So yeah, and you're getting a lot of forced depreciation while you're doing this if you're buying correctly, renovating, and refinancing. So in the scenario that we did, to use round numbers really quick, we bought a duplex for $500 here in San Diego. We put about $800,000 into it, rebuilding everything kind of from the ground up because the foundation wouldn't work. So we were into the property when we were done for about $1.3 million in cost. Our after repair value was $1.8 million. So that meant that we had over $500,000 in equity already in the property after converting it. And that was, call it 2 to 5 years work. That's a lot of equity to build as a secondary job. Number 8, honestly, rinse and repeat. You can, as long as you're buying and renovating correctly, and you can either rent your unit or refinance or sell the property for profit. You can continue to do this and make money, or build your rental portfolio in a whole variety of ways. But it's just, especially considering that it's such a low down payment, there's so many things that you can do with it. Number 9, I think bears mentioning, is you can sell your properties every 5 years and pocket up to $250,000 tax-free on the sale. And I believe if it's a couple, each of you can pocket up to $250,000 in profit, but you would have to talk to your accountant about that. But this is something huge, kind of designed to just incentivize you to move and move up and keep the economy rolling, I think. But if you use it correctly, you can pocket a lot of tax-free money along the way if you wanted to sell some of your properties or all of them along the way. And then obviously, like, the benefits in general, in my opinion, I mean, it can provide you a way to live cheap or free in a new house of your own design or units. You can add nice rentals for those that need them in your neighborhood or town. A lot of the towns that we live just don't have enough rentals. It allows you to be creative and create homes of your own design, which is super cool. That's something that I enjoyed the most doing this. I actually hand drew our fourplex and all the layouts and the decks, so it was hugely satisfying to see it all built. And obviously, there are some massive tax write-offs if you build anything other than a single-family home. Single-family home, you can take advantage of repairs and improvements are all write-off. But if you add units to your property and you're renting them, all of those rental units the value of them can be written off over 27 years via depreciation on your taxes. So, I mean, just to use a round number, the 3 apartments on our property are valued at around $1 million, and we can depreciate that number over 27 years. So that's an extra $37,000 and change that we can take off our taxable income every year, which is huge. That's like, you know, $30,000-$40,000 that you're just not paying taxes on every year for the next 27 years of your life. That adds up real quick. Obviously, the equity pay down, and you're not paying the equity down all yourself. Your tenants are helping you pay a lot of it down, so it's has kind of a multiplying effect because you're in a, you know, if you're doing units, your mortgage is bigger, your tenants are paying more of the mortgage down, and you're getting that equity buildup using leverage. And then obviously, if you're, depending on where you're at, you don't want to like focus on this, there's appreciation as well. Or in San Diego or any market where it's growing, your buildings are worth more money over time, slowly but surely. I mean, national average I think is 2 to 5% appreciation, but I mean in other markets it can be growing a lot faster. And then you're taking advantage of forced appreciation in this whole scenario because you're usually buying something that's run down and crappy and you're fixing it and adding value. And if you're buying correctly and not over renovating the property and making it too nice for the neighborhood, you should be getting a ton of forced appreciation. So that, I don't know, just a lot of power in the 203K FHA renovation loan. And these are some of the primary things that I think people don't know about and you can take advantage of and, you know, have fun with it, live in a new home of your own design and grow your wealth and hopefully live cheap or free if you're into that type of thing. Anyways, if you need more information on this or you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Like or subscribe to the video if you found this informative. Leave a comment if you want me to answer anything, and I'd be happy to answer any questions more in detail. My email is jeremy@sustainablevillageredevelopment.com. Make it a great day, and I hope to see you out there. Bye.